So, Pokemon Go. This mobile game is set to allegedly encourage and help gamers get outside and battle with each other. But what happens is that they get sucked into this artificial reality that they just can't seem to escape. So what we're going to do is we are going to look over the popularity that is surrounding Pokemon Go and how, lots of people, not just myself, believe that this game is fueled with a lot of occultic symbolism. It's embedded throughout Pokemon Go. So we're going to familiarize ourselves with the spirit aspects and the magician powers that's locked into these pocket monsters. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And before we get into it, let's take a look at the first clip.
Within the past 60 minutes, the San Diegans who found a body playing Pokemon Go at the local park today detailed a grisly discovery for 10 News.
10 News anchor Itika Milanes is live at Marion Bear Park. And Itika, the virtual game ended in horror for them.
It sure did. These girls told me that they were out here in the park. It was a girls' day. They came out here for a hike and they were playing Pokemon Go while they were out here and stumbled on a decomposing body. A day at Marion Bear Park chasing Pokemon led to a crime scene for 3 San Diego women Thursday. Police tell us they were deep into the trail just before 3 p.m. when they spotted a body in the bushes. It was badly decomposed and possibly a man.
I froze, stopped in my tracks, turned away from the body, and I had looked at my friend Amanda in the face. I looked my sister in the face, and I said, I think I just found a dead body.
The women called 911.
I looked down and I saw the legs, the bones of a dead body with no feet, no ankles, no shoes, nothing. It had looked like he'd been chewed.
Police closed off the trail with caution tape. The medical examiner took the body and will perform an autopsy to determine how this person died. For detectives, one question they'll try to answer is, did this person die here at the park, or was he or she dead before being dumped here? Investigators still don't know if the person was homeless and living in the park bushes, but at this point, they have no reason to believe this death is connected to the brutal beatings and murders of homeless people around San Diego. Last week, some teens in Wyoming also stumbled upon a dead body while they were playing Pokemon Go. These women tell me they are traumatized by what they found, and it's going to be hard to get that image out of their heads. We're live at Marion Bear Park. Itika Milanes, 10 News.
Born September 19th, 1967, John Hank was raised in a small central Texas town of Cross Plains, Texas. He graduated from Cross Plains High School and then went on to graduate from the University of Texas, earning himself a bachelor's degree. John Hanks has close ties with the Central Intelligence Agency, of which Pokemon Go was built on the backs of the CIA. And it even supports, when I say it, the CIA supports Pokemon Go's mission statement, and they created its mission. And it declares that the technology was built to, quote, support the missions of the Central Intelligence Agency, broader United States intelligence community. Okay, so Niantic is the company that John Hank is involved with, formerly known as Niantic Labs. So Pokemon Go is essentially a planet-scale, planet-wide augmented reality Google division, all right? And also, need I mention, which it has a lot to do with this particular video, John Hank is also responsible for creating Google Earth and Google Map, which works very closely with the Pokemon Go application itself. Okay, so the popularity with this game is pretty sickening, to the point that a lot of countries have banned Pokemon Go from being able to be played within their particular countries. Okay, so the first country that has banned Pokemon Go would be Saudi Arabia. Okay, so Saudi Arabia banned Pokemon Go from their country because they understand that it's a CIA intelligent operation that's gathering intelligence, okay? And they do not want to affect the morale of their country. So Saudi Arabia did go ahead and ban Pokemon Go from being played within their country. Okay, another country that has banned Pokemon Go from being played within their country is Malaysia. Okay, so Malaysia also doesn't want Pokemon Go to be involved with anything that has anything to do with their citizens or their country. Okay, so the entire parliament of Malaysia has made lots and lots of statements stating that Pokemon Go has torn through the morality of humanity, and they didn't want to be involved with any of that. Okay, so the first one was Saudi Arabia, the second one was Malaysia. We have a couple more, I think it's 2 or 3 more to talk about before we get into the gist of these pocket monsters and the hell that they've been raising throughout the country. Okay, so Saudi Arabia and Malaysia. The third country to ban Pokemon Go would be Egypt. Okay, so Egypt also banned Pokemon Go from being played within their communities as well. All right, so they say that the purpose of this video game is to collect information, and it's also guidelines for summoning demons. Okay, so anyone that understands the occultic or magician divisions would understand that you call onto demons, you summons them. Okay, you find them, you pull them into whatever it is, a circle, into your vicinity. And this is no different from summoning demons. Instead, they just fix them up with these little cute little monsters that are really, really sinister once we get to talking about their personalities and what they're said to do to its capturer. Okay, so, and then let's see, then we have Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, we have Egypt, Turkey, and we also have Portugal. Okay, Portugal is the final country to ban Pokemon Go. Okay, so they will not allow Pokemon Go. But the biggest opponent of Pokemon Go would be Russia. Okay, so the Russian government banned Pokemon Go from their country from the start. Okay, and if you guys ever read the Moscow Times, they were very, very, very forthcoming with their communications and their information that they felt towards the Pokemon Go game when it did come out. Okay, and they had said there was a gentleman who's a parliament member of Russia named France Klitzvik. That's France, Frants, Klitzvik. He stated that he felt like the devil has arrived through Pokemon Go, and it's set to spy on the world and injure and kill its players, all a double-edged sword, two-pronged pitchfork, and he has a pushback for the Pokemon Go game. But of course, they had a lot of players in Russia who were very much into the game. So Russia did allow Pokemon Go to come into the country, but they have very strict guidelines for its citizens where it can only be played in a certain part. So there's no wandering around, like here in America, people were wandering around in unfamiliar territories. Okay, and I find it quite interesting that the Pokemon Go game, it has these players stumbling upon people's homes who are registered sex offenders. It has them going to Holocaust museums. It has them, walking off of cliffs. It has them crashing into trees, crashing into cars. I mean, all of this cannot just be by coincidence. So what we're going to talk about in this video is exactly why I think that chasing down these extremely rare Pokemons and, participating in these particular Pokemon rituals, brought a lot of doom and gloom to its players and those around the players. Okay, I do not think that this is coincidence. Okay, so although the Pokemon Go was set, this game was set to, encourage and help the players get outside and exercise, as I had said earlier, I do believe that, roaming the streets and battling with each other, these people were actually sucked into a reality that they're unable to escape. Okay, so, I know that with any game you can have distractions, but I do believe that they have stumbled upon a parallel universe. Okay, so also, I remember listening to a video quite some time ago where the scientist was talking about how the games that, are played on this particular dimension, people that are playing the games in this third dimension, this 3D reality, do not realize that the games that they are playing and the characters in the game actually have a consciousness. Okay, they have a conscience. So if you're playing, whatever the case may be, Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, I'm going to the old school 80s video games, but you don't think that these characters have a consciousness, and it's been said that they do have a consciousness, okay, or a conscience. Okay, so anywho, let's talk about the first Pokemon Go on the menu, and this Pokemon's name is Drifloon. Okay, this Pokemon's name is Drifloon, and this Pokemon is drifting, and it looks like a balloon. Okay, so it has these, balloon strings, and so if anybody was to catch a hold to these balloon strings, of course it would kidnap the child. Okay, and this Pokemon is said to eat the dreams and steal the soul of the children. Okay, so Drifloon is this fourth generational Pokemon, and its disguise is the actual balloon, because what child that is not attracted to a balloon and wanting to get the balloon or catch the balloon or hold a balloon? Okay, and there's a thing called the Pokédex, which is like a Pokemon dictionary, and it explains how to train that particular Pokemon, what it eats, what its weaknesses are, and some sort of evil stories that go along with the particular Pokemon. Okay, and so it's been said that, this Drifloon would carry away a harmless child. It would take a hold of its string and it would carry away this child. And the balloon is said to hide in each child's worst nightmare. Inside of its helium will be used the fear. It will gather fear to scare the child to the edge of death over and over again, lifting the soul of the child. The soul is then food for the Drifloon. And by the way, the Drifloon hates, heavier children or fat kids. Since he can't drag them away, the balloon, would burst and let out some sort of an evil cry. So it prefers children that are not heavy so that they could carry away that particular child. So, it looks a little cute and all of that, but we can't let the cute looks deceive us. Okay, so if you read the Pokédex about these particular Pokemon, you'll see that they are really not, it's nothing cute about these creatures or these pocket monsters, because that's what Pokemon Go is short for, pocket monster. My apologies, I had to deal with the child in the background. So in any event, as I said, even that note that just passed said the kid next door was mean to mom, so I had to drag him to hell. I mean, and then they market these pocket monsters in the form of stuffed animals, figurines and keychains and things of this nature. And we're going to explore why this Pokemon Go game is very dangerous. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now, the next Pokemon that I want to talk about is a Pokemon called Spiritomb. Okay, so Spiritomb. is a dark energy Pokemon, okay? And it's derived from 108 souls that were trapped in the crevice of a keystone, okay? So this ball of energy, dark energy, it has 108 souls attached to it. So by some sort of mysterious spell, all the souls that made up this Pokemon had indulged in constant misdeeds and mischief. And this had resulted them being trapped in this particular ball. Now, just for a moment, if you can imagine how destructive one vengeful soul can be, I mean, Spirit Tomb has 108 of them. Okay, and they're all hell bent on some sort of revenge on the world. Okay, so this would explain its aggressive and excessive nature. And what's also noteworthy about this particular Pokemon is that it was inspired by the Jibakari. So that's Jibakurei, which is a Japanese legend of souls trapped in one single place. So, and then the number 108 also has significance in Buddhism, where it's believed in Buddhist tradition that ringing a bell 108 times during the new year will fight off 108 temptations, resulting in nirvana, okay, or some sort of a heaven state. All right, so again, as I stated, you know, lots of these Pokemons are known for its ability to kill and rain destruction on its capturers. Okay, so the children are actually capturing these Pokemon, and then what they'll do is they'll train them to fight. Okay, and then they'll go inside of, like, you know, they'll have these sort of Pokemon gyms and things of this nature, where all millions of people and thousands of people will gather together and battle their Pokemons. But not only are they unaware that, you know, bad things are happening to their selves, they're unaware that they are the ones that are causing this destruction to begin with. Okay, so that particular Pokemon was Spirit Tomb. The first one that we took a look at was Drifloon. All right, now we're going to take a look at
Some actually pretty disturbing new video. It raises some safety concerns about Pokemon Go. You see it right there. A man live streaming the game near Central Park here in New York captured his own mugging on camera. TJ is here with that scary moment. Hey, TJ.
Yeah, George, you remember when this game first came out, I did a story right here about the immediate safety concerns that law enforcement had about it. And over the past couple of months, sure enough, we have seen and heard so many stories about those concerns playing out. Well, yes, this time we're actually seeing it play out violently on camera.
I mean, just a lazy Pokemon player.
A disturbing new video shows a man live streaming himself playing Pokemon Go, but ends up capturing his own mugging near Central Park.
No, please.
The attack happened right after midnight Monday, while 43-year-old Ricky Yaneza was searching for Pokemons. Look in the background. The attacker sneaks up on him, then pounces. The mugger then takes off with the 3 cell phones Yaneza was using to play. Yaneza believes he was targeted because he frequents the park with other Pokemon players.
Okay, I'm alive. You know, that's all that matters, really.
This incident raises even more safety concerns over the Pokemon Go craze. In July, 3 Missouri teens were charged with armed robbery after allegedly staking out specific game locations, then waiting for distracted players, their potential victims, to show up. And this distracted Pokemon Go player in Baltimore was caught on camera sideswiping a parked police patrol car while officers watched just steps away.
They hit my parked patrol car.
And according to a new study in JAMA, within a 10-day span, there were 14 crashes reportedly involving Pokemon Go.
The game developer, again, reminding folks, if you're going to play and you're going to go out in the dark, they encourage you to be aware of your surroundings and actually go out with friends. Let this be a warning to all of us. How many times you are almost running into somebody on the street? Right. You got to dodge them because they got their head down, just not paying attention.
1 o'clock in the morning, Central Park.
Yeah. 3 phones.
3 phones. He's streaming and playing like he's at home, not aware of anything going on. Don't want to blame him for it, not his fault, but be aware.
But he never saw that punch coming.
Never saw that.
And you warned us too.
Okay.
You warned us too, TJ.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, TJ.
Okay, well, this newscaster claims that he doesn't want to blame the players for the things that's happening, but that's exactly what has been happening as it relates to this game. You know, YouTubers that create their videos regarding the really bizarre circumstances that have been happening surrounding Pokemon Go are all blaming the players. I mean, how is it that, you know, a group of teens is shot at by a homeowner? How is it that police almost killed an Iowa student, you know, that they were responding to some sort of a bank robbery? You know what I mean? Like, why is it that, you know, all of these mistakes are happening surrounding Pokemon Go? I just don't get it. But I'll speak into that a little deeper. The Pokemon Go that we were just taking a look at, his name is Ditto. Okay, and Ditto can transform into just about anything or anyone. Okay, and in the Detective Pikachu movie, a Ditto even committed a murder and pinned it on someone else so it can, you know, change shapes, and if it starts to laugh, then it won't be able to hold its shape. So that's one of the downfalls of the Ditto. Okay, and that's another creepy Pokemon to add to the list of Pokemons. All right. But, you know, as I was saying, I just find that it's very weird that people are blaming these, you know, these game players. And it just seems to me that, you know, matters of the spirit are unregarded today, okay? We're in the times where no one is regarding matters of the spirit. You can't bring up spiritual aspects in, you know, court, in school, at work. And these are the enhanced times that we're in where we cannot bring up matters of the spirit. And this is exactly what's happening across the board. All right. Okay, well, this next Pokemon's name is Guzzlord. That's Guzz Lord. All right. And this is a dark dragon type of a Pokemon. All right. And the traditions and traits, according to the Pokédex, is that this Pokemon is some sort of an ultra beast that was introduced during the sun and moon. And it's constantly feeding, but it leaves no droppings or evidence. And it's the kind of creature that could devour a human and get away with it because it would leave no trace. And depending on who's training it, that would depend on exactly what it eats. Okay, so that's the Guzzlord. All right. And, you know, as I said, they market these particular Pokemons with, you know, these toys that, you know, little boys or little girls would like. Okay, so in any event, the next one that we're taking a look at is called Mewtwo or Meowtwo, because it looks like a cat kangaroo type of a Pokemon. So that's MEW2 TWO. And this is some sort of a tortured science experiment known for its redemption arc. Okay, and it's killed several people. At one point, it sought the destruction of all living things. Okay, and it has this powerful psychic wave that it protects itself with and could wipe out everyone within a certain radius or certain, you know, within certain miles. This is what this particular Pokemon could do. Okay, and so, you know, I want us to remember this is a Japanese derived games. This is from Japanese tradition, and a lot of these games are sentient. Okay, sentient meaning that these games are self-aware. So we're gonna take a look at some photos where the Pokemon will kind of show up in your environment, and you know, you can tell that it's self-aware because you'll have like the water types showing up in the water. You know, you'll have fish showing up in the kitchen, in the pans. I mean, you know, if you have like a bunch of stuffed animals and, horses, you'll have a horse type of a Pokemon showing up over there where the horses are. I mean, so, with the satellites and the maps and all of these things that's looking in, how would this game know to, put these particular Pokemons in your environment? Okay. So blending artificial reality with the real world is the topic of discussion.
Well, this is Bianchetti Park, a place not known for violence, but what after happened here Friday night? Well, Pokemon Go players, they're reconsidering where and when they play.
It's kind of freaky. That's just crazy.
Pokemon Go players Levi and David, both 12 years old, talking about what happened to one of their fellow gamers. Police say Kayla Campos and her boyfriend were playing near Bianchetti Park on Granite Avenue. Just before midnight, they saw two men robbing someone. Investigators say Kayla tried to drive off, but the robbers fired shots at her car. She was hit by one of the shots and crashed into this house. She did not survive. News of Kayla's death quickly spread across the message boards.
It definitely makes me think twice about where and when I'm playing. There's a lot of rough neighborhoods and times you probably shouldn't be out.
Cody Love has been playing the game since it came out. He says other players should learn from what happened to Kayla.
I hope they do. I mean, you just need to be aware of your surroundings. Be safe. Take into account your own safety when you go out and play.
Since learning what happened, Levi and David said their parents are giving them extra advice on staying safe.
She just wanted to be really cautious. Stay around your neighborhood and always carrying something with you that you could contact your parents with.
Well, as for the investigation, police not releasing any suspect information, only that they believe two vehicles were involved in the robbery. One, a red car, possibly a Ford Mustang, and the other a four-door silver sedan. Reporting here at Bianchetti Park, Brandon Evans, KOAT Action 7 News.
Okay, so whether or not these players are being hypnotized, they're under some sort of a spell, or they are being, possessed in some sort of way. The players and the bystanders, the people that are around these particular players. Because remember, surveillance is a really big problem in America, okay? Spying and all of that, all right? So if the actual player is under the radar and under surveillance, of course, everything around that player is under surveillance as well. And so those people can actually be controlled. So in our later videos, we're going to be talking about, technology that can take over the full control of a human being. Okay, now let me not get too far off the radar. So this Pokemon that we're taking a look at is called a Dusclops. That's Dusclops, and that's a ghost type of a Pokemon. And a Dusclops is what you would get if you crossed a mummy with a Cyclops. Okay, and it does have hypnotic powers. Okay, so this ghost can hypnotize people, or this Pokemon can hypnotize people to make them do its evil bidding. All right. And if anyone gets too curious and tries to see what's under its wrapping, the person's spirit would be sucked into a black hole. All right. So this pet creature has been known to treat its trainer like a pet. Okay. So that's the person that's finding it and looking for it. And the whole gotta catch them all. Whoever catches it, it would treat that person like, he or she is the pet. Okay. So, and lots of trainers have been known to give this Pokemon food, and the trainers do not even recall feeding the Dusclops. All right, so I thought that was pretty weird, and that's not from the Pokédex. That's just from my research that I have done surrounding the actual the Pokemon game in general. Okay, so remember, when we're taking a look at satellite images, there was a craze a few years ago where people were looking at images from Google Earth and Google Maps, and we were coming across really weird images, images of people seemingly passed out, images of, dead bodies, images of, fires, just, really weird images that we would see by looking in. Now, if just the regular people like us, the masses, have the ability to tap into Google Maps and we can actually see these things, what do you think that the game creators are able to see? I'm sure that their technology is much more sophisticated, seeing as how they are the creators. They're the ones who created, the Google images and the Google Maps and the Google Earth. So they can see, much more closely. In fact, they can even see inside of homes. Okay, so this technology is extremely, advanced. And what a lot of people do not realize is that possession happens through technology.
It was 8:45 in the morning and Shayla Wiggins was trying out her new phone game, Pokemon Go. The game gives you the goal of finding different types of Pokemon in your surrounding area. But one thing that was unforeseen was that the game led to something much bigger. Not a Pikachu, but the body of a dead man.
So I was walking, trying to catch that nigga Pikachu, and I stepped on a dead body. The cops didn't believe me, but I was just trying to catch Pikachu.
Wiggins immediately called authorities, who quickly showed up to the scene. Wiggins told K2 News she tried her best to explain the game to authorities and why she was underneath the bridge.
It's crazy because they thought I was a girl or whatever, but a nigga's just trying to be the very best that no one ever was. I'm just trying to catch them all.
As you can see behind me, the Riverton Police Department, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, and the BIA all arrived on scene here approximately 9 o'clock this morning. Now, they taped off the area here at the Wind River Bridge just behind me, just south of Riverton. Officers say that the body was located in 3 feet of water, and early evidence showed that the man fell in the water where he was found. Authorities investigating the scene for hours before gathering the body and transporting it to the Fremont County Coroner's Office.
I don't have a lot of answers at this point in time either. We're just, we're going to have to wait and see what the autopsy reveals, and, we'll have a clearer picture of possibly what occurred to this person, and we'll be able to piece it all together as we do with many other investigations that are conducted here around the county.
The identity of the body has yet to be revealed, but the real story is how a simple kids game, Pokemon Go, led to a not-so-playful discovery in the Wind River. Philip Bonatti, K2 News.
Even the gentleman that showed up in that piece seemed to be under some sort of hypnotic trance or some sort of, evil type of a possession. The whole thing was extremely bizarre. You had the commentator calling the man a lady. The whole thing was just very weird surrounding this Pokemon Go craze, okay? So, this next Pokemon is a Gorebyss, okay, or a Gorebyss. So that's Gorebyss, and that's a water type of a Pokemon. All right, and it's a bright pink Pokemon with large eyes, and it seems harmless just by looking at it, but it's actually a water vampire. So after chasing down its prey, it sticks its needle-like mouth into them and drains out all the bodily fluids, according to the Pokédex, okay? And it even feeds off of seaweed as well that grow between the rocks. And this creature is said to be over 6 feet tall. And, as I said, it sucks out human fluids. And if you decide to, dive deep and, go in and catch one of these Pokemons, then, it wouldn't end very well at all. Okay, so that's not something that you want to chase down. And there have been people who have drowned trying to catch water monsters or water Pokemons, or even found bodies that have drowned previously. And it's even been said that these bodies would not have been discovered if it weren't for the Pokemon Go players. So I thought that that was quite interesting as well. Let's see. The next Pokemon that we are going to discuss, I believe another one is coming up. It may be a video, so let me just see. But in any event, let me just say that they also market this particular Pokemon with toys too, all of them. Every single Pokemon that we took a look at, you know, they do create toys after it, so it can be looked at as soft and cuddly and all of that sort of thing. Okay. So the next Pokemon Go is going to be a Gourgeist. Okay, so a Gourgeist, Gourgeist, and this is a ghost grass type of a Pokemon. Okay, and you know, some people like to celebrate Halloween all year around, and so the Gourgeist is, you know, it has that Halloween traditional jack-o'-lantern type of a look to it. And as I said, it's a ghost Pokemon, and it sits on top of these grassy knolls or grassy spots on a full moon night. Okay, and they like to wander around, and they sing a really creepy song that is said to curse whoever hears it. Okay, so, and then things get worse if you get too close to the Gourgeist. It would ensnare you, okay, or trap you. All right, so that's not something that, you know, we would want our children to play with. In fact, there is a whole lot more adults that play Pokemon Go than there are children. You would really, really be surprised. And even though we're in 2020,
shot by a security guard.
The family of 60-year-old Jian Sheng-chen says that he was playing Pokemon Go in his van when it happened. The Commonwealth attorney has 2 warrants out for the arrest of security guard Jonathan Cromwell.
And 10 of your side's Matt Gregory is following developments in this story tonight. Matt?
In January, police say that Jonathan Cromwell worked for Citywide Protection Services and he patrolled the Riverwalk community. And that's how he encountered Jiang Shen Chen late at night on January 26th. Now, the family, like you heard of Chen, says he was playing Pokemon Go in his van. The attorney for the security company says Chen was in an area security had warned him not to be in. Now, this happened roughly 3 weeks ago. According to the Commonwealth's attorney's investigation, Cromwell confronted Chen inside his van near the Riverwalk clubhouse. Chen turned his van around to leave the area, and that's when police say Cromwell got in front of the van and yelled, "Stop." That's when police say that Jonathan Cromwell shot Chen 5 times through the windshield of the van. Cromwell is charged with second-degree murder and the use of firearm in the commission of a felony. Now, I just got off the phone with the attorney representing the Chen family. He tells us they are very gratified to be one step closer to justice for the family and for the Chinese community. You might recall we saw several protests from Chinese American groups regarding this case and asking for this to go to trial. Now, we also reached out to the attorney for the security guards company, but they've not returned our calls. We'll continue following the story and bring you the latest developments starting at 6 o'clock. Matt Gregory, 10 on your side.
okay, so what would make a security guard shoot a Pokemon Go player 5 times and kill him? You know, what has gotten into you, literally, that you would feel the need that you could go ahead and shoot someone 5 times because they were in a place with their vehicle that they weren't supposed to be in? I mean, this person wasn't trying to hit you with their car. This person didn't have a weapon. Okay, so keep in mind, the security guard is not a player. He's a bystander. Okay, so that's why I said there's a lot of the bystanders that are being influenced while players are playing this game to, you know, for them to interact with these players as well. So you guys know that I talk about the Holy Spirit a whole lot and what that means. You know, the Holy Spirit means that you have a spirit that cannot be changed. It cannot be altered in any sort of way. Okay, so if you can be influenced, if you can be possessed, if you can be taken over, you do not have a Holy Spirit, because your spirit is easily influenced by demonic activity or possession. Okay. And that's very important to understand the phenomena and thought forms that represent spirituality, okay? Because your imagination is really essential to the construction of understanding demonic influences. All right. So, just like artificial reality is not real reality, it's artificial. And anything artificial is of Satan, it's a satanic influence.
Oh yes! Oh yes! I see it. Alex! You got him! Watch out, guys! Hello! Heads up!
That fire truck had the number 23 on it. So make sure you guys remember the number 23, because we're going to be talking about the game 23 that the globalists like to play with humanity and what that game is all about. Okay. And, we were just taking a look at a bunch of adults, college age adults who were stampeding all through New York's park. And they, went through Central Park because they had saw that a rare Snorlax had showed up on their phone. So you had thousands of adults stampeding through the park when only one of them is going to be able to catch it. And not just that, I put that clip in there so that you could see that these are not little children who you hold their hands and tell them what they can play and what they can't play. So these are adults. And as we seen in our last clip, the Chinese gentleman that ended up being shot 5 times in passing, God rest his soul, he was an older gentleman. So there is no age range on, the players involved. And what we're looking at now is the way the artificial reality shows up in the environment, okay? And these are what you call electric demons, okay? And these electric demons are very, very real, okay? And as I said, if people are not regarding these matters of the spirit, then of course, you're going to ignore them. And if Christ was casting out demons, and in the earlier days they would summons these demons to leave people, what happens when we ignore these situations? What happens is that we have an infestation of possession. We also have game creators who are under, demonic influences and suggestions, and they are creating these games. Okay, so we're going to take a look at another clip where someone was stabbed and continued to play Pokemon Go.
He just wanted to battle real life.
Man says that he was stabbed while playing Pokemon Go. Now, the new game is sweeping the nation. It encourages everybody to get out and catch them all, as they say.
The thing is, while you may have seen more people out and about searching for those virtual creatures, the latest tech is also bringing along some danger.
Well, Fox 12's Mega Sugianto spoke to the man who explains what happened.
Michael Baker says he's determined to catch all the Pokemon he can get around 1 this morning. So when he saw a man near the intersection of 19 and Filbert, he thought it would be a good opportunity for a Pokemon challenge. But instead, he got something more than that.
I used like a smoke screen thing.
It's been 21-year-old Michael Baker's dream to play his childhood game in real life.
Too long. It's been too long. I was biting my nails on it, you know. Gotta be the first one to get them all.
When the game Pokemon Go came out, he was set on being the best.
Basically, risk my life.
The game uses GPS, so you have to get up and get moving to play. When you see them, you capture it. The game also allows people to challenge each other.
He just wanted to battle. Real life.
Early Monday morning, Michael was walking near his home in Forest Grove to catch as many Pokemons as possible, when he saw another man possibly playing the same game.
I saw him go by and I was like, you playing Pokemon Go or whatever, you know? And he's like, what? I was like, Pokemon Go. And then like, I guess he wanted the battle or something because he just came at me with the knife, so I didn't expect it to happen. And it was pretty brief and fast, like just slice and ran.
He says he didn't go to the hospital because he still wanted to hunt for characters and other things.
Right after I was stabbed, I continued my mission to Plaid Pantry to get chips and beer.
Other players say they've seen news stories around the game. One person in Wyoming stumbled upon a body while playing, and police in Missouri say a group used the game to rob people.
I think that's crazy. Like, it's just a game, but people are gonna get killed for it because people are obsessed and want to be the best.
Definitely a close call.
As for Michael, he says he'll be careful next time, but will continue his mission to be the best.
No, it's very important to me, you know. I gotta pretty much catch them all.
Michael says he has 8 stitches on his shoulder. Police say they have not made any arrests on this case, and they're not going to release any information on the suspect. Reporting in Forest Grove tonight, Mega Sugianto, Fox 12 Oregon.
So as we can see, the obsession with this game is very, very real, okay? And let's just for a moment continue to look at the artificial reality of Pokemon Go and how they show up in your reality, okay? Well, maybe not yours, but you know what I mean, the player's reality, okay? So, you know, we have creatures on top of manholes. We have one that's called like Dopey or Sleepy standing in front of some sort of marijuana shop or cannabis shop, okay? We have a bird type of a Pokemon showing up in front of someone's bird cage, okay? Then we have, you know, the Pokemons that show up in front of animals, and the players are capturing, you know, the expressions of the way the animals are reacting to the artificial reality, as if, you know, the dog does not have a phone, but a dog or a cat has been depicted as being able to pick up on, you know, its environment, that these Pokemons are in their environment, and that has a lot to do with electricity. Okay, so as I talked about the electric demon, I just want to say that, you know, electronics is a good conduit for, you know, computers in general, and we need computers for the rise of AI, of course, okay? And so you have to remember that, you know, the fallen angels and these sort of creatures, they are very much attracted to electricity, okay? So if you guys remember the old movie Ghostbusters, or any sort of anyone that's kind of chasing down ghosts, they always use some sort of electronics to find the ghosts, right? And you know, why do the lights always flicker when there's some sort of a demonic possession? Okay, and if we think about the old school movie, excuse me, Poltergeist, you know, you have this maximum overdrive that happens with the television set, and the television set starts to go crazy. Okay, so it is not only just my opinion, but I'm putting it out there. It's a scientific fact, because sometimes people only relate to science, okay? But it's a scientific fact, and there's been lots of papers that were published, so it's not far-fetched that these entities are very much attracted to electricity or electronics in general, computers, okay? So if you don't realize that your computer can put you under some sort of a possession, that's what we're going to do. We're going to look into, this is the first of a few videos that I have created that makes us look a little further. And I know that this game originally, Pokemon Go, came out in 2016. We're in 2022 now, but the game is even popular now than it first was, okay, where they still have over 200 million people playing this game, okay? And you have a lot of remote viewers too. The remote viewers are the ones who are looking in, okay, through the dimensional veil, okay? So, and that's very much possible with CERN, okay, that dimensional accelerator, okay? So it makes it very possible that the veil lifts up, and now you have these powerful spiritual beings that can come and get into our reality, okay? So I want us to not be oppressed by this or to feel harassed by these things. I want us to understand the spiritual entities and the way they manifest themselves into our realities, okay? So as we can see, it does make it a bit nerve-wracking that you don't have to be playing this particular game to be affected by it. So if you have a low vibrational field and you can be affected, then you will be affected by these things. So it's now long gone are the days where we're just watching out for what we do. We have to look out for the things that other people are into as well, okay? So I don't want those things to be unknown, and I don't want to give these high-ranking demonic entities any sort of authority that they don't deserve. So when you can have that discrepancy between what's known and what you don't know, then perhaps you can share this information. And some people may disagree with you, but hey, look, we have people disagreeing with us on versions of everything, but I just feel like the artificial intelligence program is nothing but a horror, okay? And I'm going to show you guys many cases where artificial intelligence have probed people, and lots of disastrous things have taken place. So as I said, this is the first of many videos to come. The next video that we will be taking a look at is the influences on the Uber driver who went on a mass killing because his Uber app told him to do so. It turned into an Eastern Star, took over his mind, body, and spirit, and took him on this mass shooting rampage, okay? And, he's not the only one. There's a lot of people that happened to, and we're going to talk about all of those people as it relates to computers taking them over. And this is what the people wanted. When I say the people, I'm talking about scientists. They wanted to have the singularity where, computers were taking over humanity. So I say, be very, very careful of what you do and what you allow your children to do, and continue to be the difference. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Love you all so much.